Oklahoma wasn't paying, but the U.S. Army was. Spent 4 years in the desert, I still got legs and arms. Still Oklahoma wasn't paying. I called the VA, I'm still waiting. I'm back with my family, finally, but it don't feel like home. Say there's a better life beneath that Eagle Ford shale. There's money to be made, I'm gonna make it. Ask you where I am, you tell him he's gone to Texas. You tell him I have headed south to come and take it. You tell him I have gone to Texas to come and take it. We pick lightning bugs, not them city lights. Back porches, quiet nights, our grandkids playing in the yard. Now fires fly all the time and the water's wrong. We gotta stay inside, got headaches bad and the breathing's getting hard. We had a better life above that Eagle Ford shale. It's been our family's home for generations. Bought the land all around us, yeah, well, we will never sell. If they want our place, they gotta come and take it. We were born and raised in Texas, come and take it. Yeah, we all know times are tough. There ain't nobody getting paid enough. We've been knocked down, but now we're getting up. We found an ocean of oil beneath that Lone Star soil. We don't need theirs anymore. Now we got our own. We're creating jobs out at that Eagle Ford shale, helping families get back on their feet, offering full benefits. It's the best starting pay you're ever gonna get, and all you gotta do is come and take it. Just find your way to Texas, come and take it. Come and you take it, son, you gotta take it all. The poison, the promise, and the fall. When you come and you take it, son, you gotta take it all. The poison, the promise, and the fall. The poison, the promise, and that fall. Yeah. She was rock and roll Detroit, heavens to Murgatroyd, Mount St. Helena of Troy. She was the bartender. She was ornery and ornate, just like the way Texas is shaped. If you don't look away, there'll be no double take. And she moves with nothing to prove. And she moves, you should see the way. Oh, somehow all the assholes know this is her bar and it's her show. And she's so young, she's so old, and she moves with her infinite know-how. And she moves, you should see the way. It was late, she looked mean, she didn't seem to care what I was doing there. What was I doing? What was I doing? Well, she moves with, and she loses infinite know-how. And she moves with her infinite know-how. She loses with her infinite know-how. She loses, yeah, she loses with her infinite know-how. Her infinite know-how. Her infinite know-how. earbuds, watching a bad television. I know I'll get what I deserve, probably not one, but maybe her. I think we can make it work if we just got our shit together. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, our shit together. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, our shit together. Yeah, we'll shine like stars in summer nights, shine like the stars in winter nights, with one heart and one hope, one love together. Thanks for bearing with us, y'all. We're gonna do one more. When I was young, way back when, I was a sensitive boy with sensitive skin. Wrote all my secrets down with a pen in a little white book. I kept it from them. Wrote about goblins, witches and warlocks. I drew itty bitty pictures of robots. Wrote about sadness and mean kids at school. On my best days, I wrote about you in my little white book with a hole in the middle. I wrote about life, I wrote about love. My little white book with the hole in the middle. I wrote about gold, I wrote about mud. We went around barefoot, we caught snakes and lizards, pretend I was a demon and you were a wizard. We rode our bikes through the park at night in the winter time. I had a snowball fight. When I got home, all snug in my bed, couldn't sleep from all that joy in my head. I pulled out my flashlight, got under the covers. I wrote about all the fun that we had with each other in my little white book with the hole in the middle. I wrote about life, I wrote about love. My little white book with the hole in the middle. I wrote about gold and I wrote about love. And out with some friends, we just having fun. He said, let's go check out my daddy's gun. He opened the drawer and pulled out the Mac. It was heavy and cold, shiny and black. He pointed it at me and laughed as I flinched. He said, don't worry, it ain't loaded, you little bitch. He pulled the trigger, out came a boom, and it knocked me back clear across the room. The hospital person cut open my shirt, said, boy, you've been shot, where does it hurt? I lifted my finger and pointed to my chest, to that little white book in the pocket of my breast. My little white book with a hole in the middle. I wrote about life, I wrote about love. My little white book with a hole in the middle. I wrote about gold and I wrote about mud. Open the found that bullet within. The doctor removed it, he couldn't help but grin. The bullet was stopped by page 52. That was the page where I wrote about you. About the time that boy, he called me a geek, and you walked over and you kissed me on my cheek. About the time that boy, he gave me a wedgie, you raised your fist and said, go fuck yourself, Freddie. My little white book with a hole in the middle. I wrote about life, I wrote about love. My little white book with a hole in the middle. I wrote about gold, I wrote about mud. With a hole in the middle, I wrote about life, I wrote about love. My little white book with the hole in the middle, I wrote about gold, I wrote about mud. That's a Cullen Page song, he wrote that.
Now, another thing we are researching at Weird Austin Morning are restaurants and coffee shops that have bands with no cover and just really high quality music. There are a couple locations for radio, coffee, and beer around town. However, this one is off Manshaka or Manshack, depending on how you prefer to say it. And this one is in South Austin, and they have a stage and they have bands play. Now, sometimes when you live in Austin, you kind of get overwhelmed when all your friends' bands are playing all the time and you don't necessarily want to drink every night. So going to a show where they just serve very high quality coffees is always great. And going to shows where they play early, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock max, is also helpful when you have just tons and tons of stuff to do as an Austinite. We would recommend the Breve coffee over just a normal latte. So a normal latte is made with milk and a Breve is made with half and half. It's just a little creamier and a little more delicious. So if you're at radio, try fancy coffee and get it in a Here cup. When you're drinking coffee in a coffee shop and you have a real cup and it's really big, it's just so cozy. I don't know, there's a different experience over always ordering coffees in a restaurant or coffee shop and they put it in a paper cup. Go for the real cup. And sit and relax and watch some bands, have a conversation, just enjoy a lovely, fun Austin coffee shop that's also a bar and also a music venue, of course. wanted to talk about Mozart's Coffee because it's a really great place to meet up. If you have a lot of people or if you're just meeting one person, there is a huge parking lot and it's pretty easy to find a space and go in and meet up and have a little coffee break, a coffee meeting. Their busy hours are after sunset. So after sunset, the line gets huge. All the tables fill up. So just be aware if you are going there, say for an after dinner dessert and coffee. It does take a little more time to get in line, get your order, and go and sit down. But if you don't mind that, this is an awesome place to meet for dessert, for coffee, for a meeting, for a happy hour that's not focused on drinking alcohol. They have a ton of unique treats and pretty cool breakfast items to grab. They also have a lot of lunch options. So if you're going for a longer breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, this is the place to do it because there are so many tables and Mozart's just has a vibe. It's a great place to meet up. They do have the boat rentals. So if you wanted to rent a donut boat and go out on the water for an hour, they have that. They have live music. They have Christmas lights. This is a weird Austin coffee place that we totally recommend. And something that was not on our radar that is now, Joe's Coffee has a few locations in town that have drive-thrus. So if you're a Joe's Coffee fan and you don't want to go to Congress and look for parking, they now have a few locations around town where you can just order in the drive-thru and take your coffee to go. This location that I'm at is off of Red River near I-35. And it's pretty convenient. Stop in and grab some coffee if you're in the area. There is a huge parking lot, so there's going to always be a ton of parking if you did want to have a meeting there, meet some friends, and hang out and have a coffee date. They also sell beer and wine at this location and have a happy hour Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m., and you get free chips and queso with the purchase of any beer or wine. And on Tuesdays, they have Turbo Time, which it's a 2-for-1 iced turbos, which is an iced coffee drink that has coffee, espresso, hazelnut, chocolate, and cream. So if you haven't had an iced turbo, a Tuesday might be a good day to go get 2-for-1 in the drive-thru at the Red River Joe's Coffee.